Good evening and welcome to this Wednesday edition of FSU weather. I'm getting my days all backed up. We saw some clouds heading out throughout most of the day today. However, by ending the day, we actually had some thunderstorms here and there across most of the Big Bend region. We're actually keeping with mostly cloudy conditions right now. We did have a shower heading around the 6 p.m. hour, but we will keep the thunderstorms throughout most of tonight. Earlier on in the evening, like what we saw with the sea breeze action. Currently across the Big Bend region, we're looking at temperatures around 85 degrees for Tallahassee, 90 degrees right now in Perry, so it is a bit warmer in other areas that haven't seen rain, 95 degrees right now in Bainbridge. Tonight's forecast is going to be a warm one, about 77 degrees for tonight. We'll keep the isolated storms in the picture for most of the Big Bend region, mainly before midnight, however. Your 3-day forecast is indicating rain throughout the next few days heading into the weekend, about 60% chance of rain for Saturday. Tonight's show, sea breeze pattern continues for most of the week ahead, as well as rain chances ramping up in the weekend, but we'll give you an Independence Day forecast as that's heading up next week.
Yep, thanks Jennifer. So we have some exciting news today. Today was the first day we didn't actually get to 96. It actually ended our streak of 4 days of 96. We actually got to 95, so 1 degree cooler than the last 4 days. That's pretty impressive. Now, it is between our average and record, so this is not out of the ordinary. But we're just a little bit cooler today, thanks to these showers and thunderstorms. Now, they're fizzing out as we speak because of all the cooling we've had over the Tallahassee region out into Quincy and Bristol. So they're losing a lot of their energy, and they will continue to lose their energy as we head into the nighttime hours. Here's another look at the temperatures right now, 85 here in Tallahassee, but where you haven't gotten the rain, it's 95 in Bainbridge. And it feels much hotter than it actually is, but we'll get into that in a second. The dew points, though, with that rain moving to Tallahassee, higher dew points, 77 in Tallahassee, 77 in Apalachicola, and 70 in Bainbridge. Combined, here's the winds, actually, 5 miles per hour in Tallahassee, 3 in Quincy, and 12 in Bainbridge. You can see how that sea breeze has moved all the way up to the north, bringing in some cooler air from the Gulf of Mexico. Now, the Futurecast shows you how those showers and storms fizzle out as we head into the nighttime hours, but then we replay the pattern once again into the afternoon with the heating and the sea breeze allowing those storms to fizzle up once again into the afternoon hours. Now, for tomorrow, notice how by 11 a.m. or by 12 p.m. we get to almost 90 degrees. Now, it's going to feel much hotter than that because of the humidity, and then the rain-cooled air will allow us to cool down back into the 80s. But where you haven't gotten the rain, if that happens tomorrow, you'll get to the higher 90s tomorrow. So be prepared for that once again. Now, when you add the humidity again, you'll get a heat index of 100 degrees possibly in Tallahassee tomorrow at noon, 99 in Bainbridge. But then once you get those showers and thunderstorms, that heat index will start to lower just a bit down into the lower 90s. But if you don't get the rain, you'll stay in the upper 90s for your air temperature, but add the humidity, your heat index could possibly be 106 in Bainbridge tomorrow evening. For tonight's forecast, very warm and muggy across the entire Big Bend region, 75 here in Tallahassee, 76 in Bainbridge, and 79 in Apalachicola. For tomorrow, we continue the normal summertime pattern with 93 in Tallahassee. If we get the showers and thunderstorms later in the afternoon, I won't be surprised if we get to 95 or 96 again tomorrow. It all depends on when those storms fire up in the afternoon. The 7-day forecast shows you we continue that summertime pattern into your pre-4th of July weekend, and the same stays the same for 4th of July. Now let's send off to Dylan with the national. With the southeast.
Yeah, we're going to look at the southeast. We're going to zoom in right now. And the thing about the southeast, that western part of the southeast is much warmer than the eastern part. Look at these temperature values on the eastern part in Florida, 79, 85. They're seeing a lot of rain. That's why they're cooled down. But look at Shreveport, Little Rock, Jackson, 94, 95, 97. We've seen places farther out west that are seeing higher temperatures, 100, 102, 103. It's just very hot in the Midwest right now. And look at those dew points. They're very moist. And with those dew points and those temperatures, we have high heat indexes, high across the board. There's not a place in the southeast that's not too high except Atlanta. Right now, they're not seeing a lot of moisture, so they're only at 81, but 103 in Little Rock, 101 in Shreveport, 101 in Jackson, Mississippi. Just a lot of heat and a lot of humidity. Make sure you stay hydrated. That's the big key factor. We don't want you to pass out or pass out, so just want to be hydrated and drink a lot of water. Here in Tallahassee, though, we're not seeing that high of a heat index, only 95. We've actually cooled off with that rain, so we've actually seen some improvement. Same with Jackson. They're seeing a lot of showers that are cooling them off, is not really raising those temperatures. As we look at that winds, you saw those showers coming from the western to the eastern part of Tallahassee. That's due to this high pressure in the Gulf of Mexico doing this counterclockwise rotation, or sorry, clockwise rotation. It's drumming up all these showers going in that kind of pattern. We're going to see that continue for the next couple of days. Zooming in farther north in the southeast, we're looking at South Carolina. They're under a severe thunderstorm watch right now and some severe thunderstorm warnings. There's actually a big one right here, but we do have a flash flood warning up into Kentucky as we currently speak, in effect till tonight at 8 p.m. Forecast for the next couple of days, same kind of pattern. We see those showers dissipate as the sun goes down, and then when we get back into tomorrow, those showers come back. And looking at the big areas right now, Tennessee is definitely a big area where you're going to see a lot of rain tomorrow, and same with South Florida. They're going to see a lot of showers as these pop up in the next day. Going into tonight, it's the same kind of pattern. Warmer, though, on the western part. Tampa, not very much cooling off, only staying in the 80s for tonight. And for tomorrow, showers come back into the forecast. Really, heat stays around. You still got 98 and 98 in Shreveport and Little Rock, and they don't have any showers to cool them off. So that sunshine is going to make them feel very, very warm. Now let's send it off to Jennifer to actually look at the national.
As we take a look at the bigger picture across the nation, we're looking at some hot temperatures across the central part of the nation. About 99 degrees for Dallas, as well as 99 degrees for Albuquerque, New Mexico. So it's feeling very hot in these locations, and we're going to see this throughout the next few days. A lot cooler along the west coast. We're seeing around 60s for some areas, so it does feel fairly nice if you head out west. Dew points are a bit lower for the west, so we are seeing very dry conditions across most of the western portion of the United States. 40s, even some 50s along the map, so it is a bit lower dew points. However, when we get more towards the east is where we see the higher dew points, and with the higher dew points, we'll actually see higher heat indexes for most of these areas. As we take a look at the heat index, we're seeing temperatures around 100 degrees, over the 100-degree marks for most of these areas. We're looking at a 102 is what the feels like temperature is in Dallas. So when you mix in dew points with temperature, you're going to get these feels like temperature, and it's going to feel miserable. So make sure you stay hydrated if you are in these locations. Taking a look at the northeast, we do have some showers and thunderstorms making their way off from the southwest towards the northeast. This will bring rain for most areas like upstate New York, even into Vermont and New Hampshire. We actually do have some flood watches in effect for areas like Maine and New Hampshire for these storms making their way off towards the northeast. Into the Midwest, we're keeping things fairly dry. We were expecting some thunderstorms and showers to develop. However, that hasn't happened, so we're going to stay dry for these areas. However, with the drier conditions, we'll actually see heat indexes into the upper hundreds heading into the next day or so. So we actually do have an excessive heat warning for areas like Kansas City, but even in the outskirts of the city, we're actually seeing areas like Missouri, Kansas, and even Oklahoma having heat advisories. So these are going to be hot temperatures heading throughout the next few days, and for most metropolitan areas in these places, we'll have those excessive heat warnings. So make sure you stay hydrated, and if you are outside, have some indoor time added into your outdoor plans. And as we take a look at what's going on in the southwest, we do have air quality warnings in effect for areas like Phoenix. So this is another thing. We'll have air quality isn't the best right now, so we'll actually keep an eye on that. That's actually been occurring for the past few days. Drought conditions in the southwest are still exceptional for some areas of the Four Corners region. However, we have extreme conditions and even some severe conditions for areas like Southern California, even heading on into Texas. So keeping an eye on that. Tonight's forecast is going to be a warm one for most areas of the southeast. We're actually going to see temperatures 73 degrees for Atlanta. We'll keep the thunderstorms in the picture throughout the next few days. However, clear for most areas of the western portion of the United States. Tomorrow's forecast is going to be a hot one. So for most areas of the central United States, 101 for Denver. They actually haven't seen these temperatures in almost 2 years. It could be the highest temperature recorded since the past 2 years. However, 100 degrees for Kansas City, 101 degrees for Dallas, so it's going to be warm. We'll even have the showers and thunderstorms for most areas of the southeast as well. I'm going to pass things off to Michael with a look around Florida.
Thanks, Jennifer. Like the Tallahassee region, Florida is, as usually, hot and muggy. You can see how these temperatures are. 90 in Pensacola, 85 in Jacksonville with the thunderstorm in their region right now. A rain cool 79 in Orlando with another thunderstorm impacting them right now. Dew point, muggy. That's basically the word, and that's how we're going to describe Florida for the next 3 to 4 months, basically. 75 in Pensacola, 77 in Tallahassee, 72 in Tampa. Now, up in the Panhandle, you can see those sea breeze showers and storms starting to fizzle out as we are losing the daytime heating, and this will continue as we head into the nighttime hours. Down towards southern Florida, we have the sea breeze. Look how they converge from the east and the west. Very interesting feature you see every day here along the peninsula of Florida. So that's a very neat feature right there. Let's go into Central Florida. You can see how those sea breeze showers are pushing into Melbourne. Lots of lightning associated with this, so you definitely want to stay indoors for the next hour or so before the storm pushes off into the Atlantic. Now, your drought monitor shows you how we don't have any drought across the state, as the wet season did kick in the middle of May. And if we continue with these daily thunderstorms and showers, we're not expecting drought to return for the next few months. So that's a great story. The Futurecast shows you how the storms fizzle just like they usually do in the nighttime hours, but then as we head into the afternoon, the sea breeze and the daytime heating will allow those showers to reform, and there could be some heavy downpours, intense lightning, some gusty winds with those showers, so be prepared for that. Tonight's forecast, 79 here in Pensacola, 75 in Tallahassee. Not getting down to into the 70s for Tampa, unfortunately. Muggy, warm, whatever you want to describe tonight. It's going to be like that. And then tomorrow, 93 here in Tallahassee, 87 in Tampa, 89 in Orlando. It all depends on when you get those showers and thunderstorms. If you get them earlier in the day, you'll barely get to the 90-degree mark. If you get them later in the day, don't be surprised if you get into the low to mid 90s. But again, those dew points will make it feel like it's even warmer. We could have heat indexes of greater than 100 degrees in some cases. So remember to stay hydrated. For now, let's finish off the show with Dylan with a look at the local forecast.
Yeah, thank you, Michael. We're going to talk about hydration for a second. The simple rule to remember is the 8x8 rule. So you want to drink eight cups of 8 fluid ounces every single day, just so you get the daily recommended amount of water. It depends on per person. Right now, 85 degrees. That's still very warm in terms of just seasonal temperatures, or year-round temperatures. But for seasonally, it's kind of cooler with that rain that just came through and cooled us off to 85, but the clouds are still present. You can see spotty bits of the sun, but you'll see more of the sun later. Sorry, more of the moon later tonight. Current temperatures around the region, 80s is where you see those rain showers really impact. In the higher 90s, Bainbridge hasn't seen a lick of rain all day, so they're only at 95. Down into Perry, they did see a little bit of rain, but not to cool them off too much. And as we look at our dew points, muggy was what Michael said. Muggy is what I'll say. Everyone's just going to say muggy because that's what it feels like. Even more muggy here in Tallahassee because we saw that rain, so it's feeling kind of gross outside. Not the best conditions to go out right now. Hey, that's what summer is in Florida, so not much to change, and those dew points very high right now still. Even 103 in Apalachicola, 101 in Bainbridge. Quincy only seeing 91 because their temperature cooled down too much, a lot, so their heat index is not feeling as hot outside. Here in Tallahassee, not much of a change for us, only at 95. Satellite and radar, though, we see those showers come into our area and then dissipate out of our area. That's the trend as the night goes on. Showers dissipating as the sun goes down, and that daytime heating, as we all said, continues or goes away. But for tonight, spotty shower isn't out of the question. It's still possible in Tallahassee and the surrounding regions, but cooling off to a nice 75 here in Tallahassee. Down in Apalachicola, they're only cooling off to 79. That's not really a cool off. So make sure you stay dry, though, for the rest of the remaining hours. As we look into tomorrow, it's kind of a repeat pattern of what we've seen for the last couple of weeks and the last couple of days. Rain and heat. That is something to worry about. Rain and heat is just coming back every single day. As we look at our day planner for tomorrow, you're going to wake up to a cool 77. It's kind of cool. Going up 10 degrees by 11 a.m. at 87, and then by 3 p.m., hey, those afternoon showers are coming back, 93 degrees. Make sure you have your raincoat with you for your later afternoon classes if you're around campus. For your 7-day forecast, we're going to say the same kind of thing. 40% chance of rain, 40% chance of rain and heating, just the same kind of pattern. And then the weekend is where it really picks up on our rain chances with jumping up to 60. But then as we start the next work week, we're getting to 50% chance of rain on Monday. And then Wednesday for your 4th of July plans, it's going to be a 50% chance of rain, so it might be a rainy afternoon. But hey, if you want to follow us on social media, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter at FSU Weather. tune into that. You can watch our live stream at youtube.com/FSUweather/live every weekday, Monday through Thursday at 6 o'clock to 6:15. Make sure you turn into our social media as well on our other social media platforms. Have a great night, Tallahassee.